if you think about the players who could possibly dethrone Magnus Carlsen from his World Championship title, two of the frontrunners have to be Nihal Sarin and Alireza Firouzja. Now, Firouzja is slightly ahead of Nihal in the ratings right now, but he's also 1 year older, so they're pretty much on the right track. And if Nepo doesn't do it, of course, one of these guys is very likely to challenge Magnus Carlsen for the World Championship throne. We will look at a game between these two and see how fearful Magnus should really be. So Firouzja starts with knight f3, and after d5, e3, knight f6, b3. Adhiban is definitely smiling somewhere right now in this world. And after c5, bishop b2, knight c6, bishop b5, we have the main line. And e6, c4, bishop d6, castles, castles. So here Firouzja captures on c6 and pawn takes c6, and the idea here is to simply spoil black's pawn structure, and at some point this c5 pawn will be a serious target. It cannot be defended by another pawn, so you can imagine moves like knight c3, knight a4, bishop a3 and rook c1, and there'll be a lot of pressure on this pawn. That's the white strategy at least. And after knight c3, e5, d3, queen e7, black says no problemo. You can simply attack this pawn, but I'll take the huge center I have. If you capture, I again capture with the pawn, undoubling my pawns. Where's your attack? And after e4, d4, knight a4, the knight has finally landed on the square. But after bishop g4, you can see black has serious counterplay. Maybe this pawn is not easy to defend, but still, white's pieces are really passive. And after h3, bishop h5, bishop a3, king h8, Nihal is preparing for an attack. And after king h1, can you guess what Nihal played? He played the move g5, an amazing move because the knight is completely pinned right now. And after g4, I think no prizes for guessing what Nihal played here. Knight takes g4, h takes, bishop takes, and suddenly there's a serious attack towards Firouzja's king. And after rook g1, bishop h5, bishop c1, trying to reroute this useless bishop which was pointing towards a pawn. And now f5, opening up the rook's file. And after bishop takes g5, queen e6, knight takes d4, trying to go for tactics, but tactics will not save Firouzja here. The bishop is hanging, the queen is attacked. Nihal simply moves the queen back, defending the bishop. And now the knight is hanging and the queen is hanging. And if, for example, he were to go back after takes the pawn, this knight is anyway lost. So that's why Firouzja plays queen f1, what he can play. After e takes d4, queen h3, f takes e4, f4, bishop f3 check, king h2, rook takes f4, insane. Bishop f4, you can see the king is literally getting dominated by these two bishops. And after rook g3, e takes d3, the pawns are running. Queen f5, queen h5 check, takes, rook f1, takes, and d2. And there is no defense because after knight b2, rook e8, threatening rook to e1, rook f5, d1 queens, takes. Nihal is completely winning in this endgame, and he went on to defeat Firouzja. This tells you how strong both these players are actually, and how Magnus should definitely be scared of them. But in the end, Nihal is definitely one of the best prospects in the country and in the entire world, and I wish him good luck, and one day we'll possibly see him as the world champion.